Hi guys. So I started moving an outlet switch over and decided that this might be a good time to hit the record button for anybody that might want to know how to go ahead and shift their 110 outlets over just a couple of inches because it may be in the way of a cabinet like what I'm going to be doing here. I want to be putting a cabinet over here and it covers half the outlet. So I just want to move the outlet over a little bit so I have use of both. So what I'm going to end up doing here, what I did start doing, first of all, you kill everything on your breaker. You know, shut the breaker off so you don't get zapped. I went ahead and I unscrewed my outlet off of the wires here, and then pulled all the wires out to see basically how much room I will have and how closely I can move this over. What I ended up finding out is that I can move it a couple inches over and I'll be fine. So I went ahead and just unscrewed the outlet from these wires here, and then got myself I believe it's called like a contractor's box or a remodeling box. It's this blue box right here. It's for putting in new outlets. It's got these little wings on the side here, and basically what happens is you go ahead and cut the hole in your wall. You put this in the hole, and then as you tighten these screws on the front, these will hug up against the drywall and it holds the box in place real nice and tight and it doesn't move. So the steps that I have completed already was that I put this box up on the wall where I want to install it, and then went ahead and drew lines around it. Now you don't want to draw lines around these little screw wings on the side here, because those are going to need to go up against the drywall when you put the box in, so it has something to hold on to. So I went ahead and drew a line along the top. You draw a line up in between here, straight line on the bottom, and then in between on the bottom there also. And you trace your line around, and then you just go ahead and complete the square. I used a Dremel with a drywall tool bit, and this right there is what I use, this drywall bit. It's a Dremel 560. Went ahead, went around, cut my hole, and now I'm ready to go further with this too. I'm going to go ahead and install the box. I'm going to get the wires pulled through the box, and then I will come back and I will go ahead and show you what the next steps will be. Before I go ahead and cut it, the back of this box, there are these little doorways here that you just go ahead and snap and push in. So when you go ahead and put this in the wall, the wires will go in there and they'll hold tight. So I'm going to go ahead and put this box in, get the wires pulled through, and then I will show you what the next step is. Alright guys, so before I go any further, I was going to go ahead and put that box in and show you, but I think I need to explain that this existing box here, it's hooked in with some conduit down there and up top. I am not going to remove this box. I'm going to leave this box in here, try to minimize any damage in the drywall. What I ended up doing, if you can see in there, is I went ahead and punched out the knockout that's on the side here. That's what I'm going to end up fishing my wires through into this hole here. You can see the knockout up in there. And then once the wires are through there, then I'm going to go ahead and feed it into the box, get the box all tight and fastened on there. And then we'll go ahead and get the outlet all hooked up for you. All right, so we went ahead and we installed our box. We tightened our two screws, one there, one there. As you tighten them, those little wings swing out, and the more you tighten them, it draws them in and it hugs the back side of the drywall. It makes this box real tight. You know, I'll use a set of needle nose here. That box is not going anywhere at all. We can pull both sides, test it out, make sure it's not going to move. Went ahead, fed these wires through, hooked my outlet up. The gold screws are for your hot wires. The silver screws are for the neutrals. So just make sure that you go ahead and hook these up properly. You can see the silver screws here. You can see our gold screws on the bottom. When you reattach your wires, you always want to make sure you have a hook on the end of the wire that goes in the direction of tightening, so the wires don't slip out or pop out. So as you can see, it's going to be clockwise. I've got my hook right here. We got our hook right down there. And I am going to go ahead and I am going to push this in, and I'm going to get this all screwed in. All right, and there we go. We got our outlet installed, solid, not moving. But obviously you want to turn your breaker on and test it, make sure everything's hooked up properly. Now here's, depending on where you live and what your codes are, I bought a blank cover to cover this with here. I believe that junction boxes, which is pretty much what this just became, have to be accessible. So, you know, you can't put any kind of mesh and drywall or spackling over the front of it or the top of it, because you have to have access to it at all times. So if you're a rebel and you want to go ahead and spackle over it and hide that hole, you know, be my guest. Do not come back to me and say I told you you could do it. But I'll let you guys go ahead and decide on how you want to go ahead and hide this portion of it. I'm going to put the blank cover over the top of it, and the cabinet that I install is probably going to be hiding the majority of it, so I'll probably just leave it so it's there and do the proper thing. So let's go ahead and get these this cap put on here. I'll show you the final product, and that'll be it. And there you have it. Outlet moved over just a few inches. Access to what is now a junction box and a fully usable outlet. So that's it. If you got any questions, concerns, please write them in the comments below. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel. As I said, there will be how-to videos here and there posted up there, let you know how to do a few little things around the house. And if you'd like to know when those get posted, go ahead and click that little bell. Thanks a bunch. Have a great day.